This show is sponsored in part by Houston's own multimedia mogul, Lisa the Boss Lady, motivational speaker, travel agent, sales consultant for Bye Bye Belly, Bedroom Candy, and Candy Coated Cosmetics, and coming soon, the co-host of the hot new talk show, Love and Entrepreneurship. If you're looking to start a business or you just need some inspiration, contact Lisa the Boss Lady. It's time to boss up in 2021. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Lisa the Boss Lady, or visit her website, lisathebosslady.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
It's January 23rd, and we are here to Love Our Radio Show.
We black on!
I know. Welcome to everyone's across the table. I got my girl,
Latrice Denise, struggling with everything.
You can be a poet, that right?
Hey.
That's short for Latrice D.
No,
Latrice D.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah,
We're going
right.
to get it together. I'm so excited. We got food in here, so
Oh my God.
I'm a little off right now because I'm ready.
I'd have been fine if I wouldn't have ate none. If I
See,
wouldn't have taken a bite, I would have been fine. Just that lack of self-control.
whatever.
Now I'm ready to go.
So you already know we didn't get a chance to see you guys last Saturday because we had some things we had to handle to make sure we bring to y'all the awesomest of everything that we have. So we had our little meeting, and now we're back. And you already know your girl's a little bit nosy, and I want to know how you doing.
How you doing on this Saturday? Thank you.
Everybody,
I'm good.
Oh, Trinity. Yeah, because I was like, that was a question.
I'm good. I have had an outstanding week.
Awesome.
I have officially been married for 2 years.
Yes, congratulations.
As of Tuesday, I am happily married. Awesome, wonderful. No, I'm just joking. It has been such an awesome week. There's just been lots to celebrate, lots to be excited about.
Right.
I, enjoyed our MLK celebration. Be careful. And our observance of what a wonderful man Dr. Martin Luther King was and what he meant to America and the world. And then, of course, my anniversary, and then followed up by the inauguration to beat all inaugurations.
Hey.
Because once you have been liberated, there's no celebration like after a liberation.
Yeah. And once you've been doused with hope,
I'm telling you.
Right?
I'm telling you.
Hope in the possibility of getting things back on track.
Or on track.
Because, we're back on track, because people thought that, throwing hatred and spewing hatred was a thing, and it is a thing, but it needs to stop. And I'm so glad that happened. So
absolutely.
Now, look, let's get it.
So it's clear. It's So it was a great week.
Yeah. For me, it was interesting. It was a long week, but I made it through the rain. And that's the song. Never mind, because I can't sing like Treva, so I ain't gonna do y'all like that. But it was a week. I mean, I was excited to, like you said, the Martin Luther King celebrations, and reading up a little bit more about him. I feel like the older I get, the more I forget, and so I forgot about that speech that I made years ago.
Exactly. It's like, I did do this.
Yeah,
and I did say
yeah. So and he did say something. So. That was one thing that I was appreciative of. The celebration. I think more people were off this year than I've seen in the past. Because I remember back in the day being a teller, and we had all kinds of holidays, and that was one of them. And then after a while, I was like,
kind of went away.
I need you to come and lock in.
Got it.
Do your thing.
Because work.
Right.
Because capitalism.
So, and now it's the whole we were off.
Yes.
So I got a chance to kind of relax.
To be there.
So,
Chef Allen, I'm so sorry for cutting you off.
Go ahead.
My week has been tedious, but it has been fulfilling.
Nice.
That's awesome.
It sure has, and we about to be fulfilled with listen
in field.
Yeah. With what he brought us, I hate for y'all. Sorry to brag about it, but
it's okay.
We about to eat.
You'll eat too.
Yeah. Anyway, but we have Chef Allen.
Yes.
Well, actually, Allen Phillips, aka Chef Square, in the building today. We had a Stunner Radio takeover, so he's been with us. He's been with us in the studio all day, and it's been an amazing experience to sit and talk with his brother about his business, supporting his wife, and all those things we will get into right after this break.
This show was sponsored in part by Houston's own multimedia mogul, Lisa the Boss Lady, motivational speaker, travel agent, sales consultant for Bye Bye Belly, Bedroom Candy, and Candy Coated Cosmetics, and coming soon, the co-host of the hot new talk show, Love and Entrepreneurship. If you're looking to start a business or you just need some inspiration, contact Lisa the Boss Lady. It's time to boss up in 2021. Follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Lisa the Boss Lady, or visit her website, LisaTheBossLady.com. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
5927. And don't forget to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
And we're back with the Love and Radio Show.
We're black on.
Yes, we are. Black on. You gotta say that like you mean it.
We're black on.
That part already on stage. And we have here with the studio, in the studio with us, Allen Phillips, aka Chef Squirrel. And in case y'all don't know, I like to eat. So I'm excited to have him in the room. What? And the fact that he brought us all our individual plates.
Woo.
So,
I gotta share nothing.
Listen, and our own
Oh my God.
You did that.
And a napkin.
And a napkin. I might need more than one, but anyway. So, Chef, like I said again, I'm a little nosy, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got that honest. Hey, mama.
Hey, mama.
I ain't pointing no fingers or nothing. You know, I ain't
Nobody caught me.
Yeah, no, not at all. But tell us about you. Who you is, who your people is, where you from? Because you said a word earlier and I was like, you ain't from
that's
Texas.
a good question. Where's home?
Originally, I am born and raised in Houston, Texas.
Really? Where your people from?
Actually, my mom's side of the family originally are from Coshada, Louisiana.
Uh-huh.
And my dad's people are originally from Texas.
Okay.
So
What part? Like Houston, Dallas?
it was around the Dallas area.
Okay, cool. Okay, we already got a question. See, I love my people. They really own it. You say you talking about food and all my
Like
foodies
so.
in the house. Michael's eye photography all the way from Florida. He said, does the chef have a recipe for oxtail egg rolls?
Shut up.
Here's the thing about oxtails that everybody has to know. One thing and one thing is clear. You have to make sure that they are so tender that they fall off the bone.
Mm-hmm.
That's the most important thing. Everything else is pretty much elementary.
Whatever you want to do with them.
But as far as the, because I actually do a lot of egg rolls.
Mm-hmm.
I do boudin stuffed egg rolls. I do, whether it's regular, crawfish, shrimp, pretty much anything that you can think of.
First of all, I love oxtail, so
So did he actually have Michael's eye photography? If you're still nearby, have you had an oxtail stuffed egg roll, or are you just dreaming of something? Because I need to understand if that thing is already in existence. Yes.
Actually, it
Or are we
is.
manifesting?
Actually, it is. I have seen a couple of recipes for it.
Because I can imagine that with some is it cabbage that you put inside of
Well,
it?
some people do a soul food egg roll, where they will use collard greens and cornbread as the stuffing. There is one, it's kind of like a Caribbean style where it's just the oxtails in a like a Caribbean jerk flavor.
Mhm.
Oh man!
And it's rolled in the rice
And it's
paper.
rolled in.
Shut up.
So Michael said yes, and you know that correlated what he said, and he also said cabbage.
Absolutely.
So cabbage, rice, egg rolls. Y'all look. First of all,
Oh my gosh.
have me in here putting you to work. But you're partly from Louisiana,
Okay.
right? I think you said your mom. So has that played a part in
Yes, great
any
question.
of the recipes that you have come up with? Have you brought some that she taught or that you learned from grandmama or?
Actually, all of my recipes are all original. I draw inspirations from my mom and my grandmother, but most of the things that I cook, they're all original.
Okay.
Have you ever though? Do you consider putting something out that you like a favorite dish that your mom cooked or something that was in the family or that you heard about?
Actually, my mom is is known for her beans and her dirty rice.
Mhm.
And although I have not tried to tackle her dirty rice, yeah.
Many types of food for all occasions.
Mhm.
Okay, for you, Eric, come through with the
Testimonial.
commercial.
Come on.
Commercial. Yes.
Yeah, that is one of my very good friends. We have known each other our whole entire life.
That's
Nice. And ain't nothing like a homie that supports
Supporting, that's right.
your stuff, what you do.
that goes
That's
without-
awesome.
yeah.
So how often does he taste it?
I'm
I'm trying to get a job.
I'm gonna have to job for position. He's married. He has kids. So I don't want to take away from the fam. But one of these days I'm gonna have to kidnap him.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Just
Okay.
saying, Eric, get ready.
Just let people.
And if you can't, just
let
hand it
people
off.
know.
Yeah, just hand it off to the second in command.
That's
and I
it.
think that should be you.
You, of course. Yes. Oh, me too. Thanks. I appreciate that.
Some stuff I'm allergic to. I'm bad.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
Well, coincidentally, because I kind of learned about some of the nuances.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the dish actually came out the way that it did
Mm-hmm.
with you in mind.
Oh, awesome. I appreciate that because trust me, I've been waiting.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Michael said that we need, there's an event that's going on, his birthday in September, and he wants some oxtail egg rolls.
I
So
would
we
like
have
some.
to
Well,
figure that out, how to make it
yeah,
happen.
I need some egg rolls next month.
Yeah,
you can reach me
yeah.
on Facebook and you can reach me on Instagram. Just inbox me and we can get that happening.
Yeah, make that happen. So we will get more into stuff you want to do now. You going?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, never mind. We're gonna keep going with Chef Square here at the Love Car Radio Show because I'm just interested. What is your favorite thing to cook?
Oh,
Give me three.
favorite thing to cook would be my top 3 requested dishes.
Okay.
One is, and it's kind of funny. One is my mom. She loves my stuffed salmon.
Okay.
So that is one that I do.
And I looked at the salmon the other day. I will go get it and pass it out.
Another is one of my favorite, which it happens to be the stuffed chicken breast.
Okay.
Okay.
And because I love to eat it. Oh my goodness. And I think the third one is though it's not my favorite because it requires a lot of work, but my boudin balls.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I was offended the last time you sent your boudin balls, and I couldn't partake because I think it had something in it that I'm
was
allergic to.
crawfish.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Yes.
I remember the last time I had one that they weren't sure,
Mhm.
and it didn't look like it. It didn't look like crawfish was in it, and I was like, yes. Let's go.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's how I felt afterwards. But anyway, it was good going down. That's the tongue was burning, but it was all right. I survived.
Amen.
Yes.
Do you write down your recipes?
Actually, I commit all of my recipes to memory.
Oh.
One day, I do have a plan to actually take it all,
Yeah.
write it all down.
That's my
create a-
concern. It's
Yeah.
like
Create a-
get that
a
written
A
down
cookbook, yeah.
before.
Yeah, to either to pass it on or
Yeah.
to sell.
Just
You
to
know, do
track,
something
yeah.
for different people
Yes,
because
that's
if I'm not
true.
mistaken, well, I'm gonna let you tell that. How did you get started with cooking?
Mhm.
I got started in cooking basically out of a necessity, and it's funny when you take a hobby that is just pure hobby,
Mhm.
and you take it and you turn it into money making.
Mhm.
It's amazing,
It no longer becomes a hobby.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But it is funny because it's easier. Not that the work itself is easier,
Mhm.
but it's always easier to deal with something that you love to do.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
And look, and I'm looking to add all the things that I love to do to my list of things, and the aspect of them being financial.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going on with people.
Right.
Jesus.
When it's not something you love.
And that's one thing about being an entrepreneur. If you take the same amount of work that you do on somebody's job,
Mm-hmm.
and you take that and you apply it
to
to your own dreams,
Yeah.
you can realize practically anything that you can manifest.
That same energy. Yes. That's awesome. So,
what are your proudest accomplishments so
Thank
far?
you.
Like, what are you excited about that you've been able to manifest and realize?
Being a good husband.
yes.
It's one thing to be an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing to be a successful husband.
Mm-hmm.
But to do the both of them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
personal victory.
Absolutely.
So, what are some tips that you would give someone who is a husband and wanting to be an entrepreneur, because that does take away, or it seems like it takes away. And so for some, they won't go down that road because, oh no, it's going to take away from my family. What are some tips that you would give someone wanting to start a business or in a business to do that?
I would actually say that number one, you have to have a made up mind.
Mm-hmm.
That's first and foremost. You have to have a made up mind.
Mm-hmm.
And once you have a made up mind, you have to have the tenacity to realize it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is where a lot of people lose.
Yeah.
It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to just stop. It's
Yes.
easy to let things go and let it fall by the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing to take it, cultivate it, and work it the way that it needs to in order for you to accomplish where it is that you're trying to go.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That tenacity is real, because one of the things that I'm pushing myself towards is being more consistent. And it is very easy. Like, there are times that I can think about, I went hard after this thing for 2 months. It's like, and then you reflect on it and it's like, well, why couldn't you just continue? Because how much further would you have been?
Mm-hmm.
And how do you keep that passion though? So I know that it's like when you love something, you're more inclined to stick with it. But even when it's something you love, sometimes it becomes a burden. And so how do you, push through those moments?
You know what's funny? I've quit this business about 4 times.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So you know what I'm talking about.
And I get up and I do it. For me, what makes it easier for the consistency is I will parallel that into teaching.
Okay.
You love to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing about it is when you punch that clock,
Mm-hmm.
you make sure that you do everything that you possibly can do in order to teach the kids what they need to know.
Right.
That's true.
Now, when you look at that is the ultimate consistency, because you do this day in, day out, and you do it selflessly because teachers are unappreciated. I promise.
So true.
So you take that and you apply that into the same things that you have in your life.
Okay.
And that's what because the thing about a lot of people is you don't have the framework or you don't believe that you have the framework to complete what it is that you want to do. And you do. You do it all the time, punching the clock, trying not to get rolled up, trying and when you apply that to your own businesses, then you reap, like I always say, you reap the 100% of the benefits for the work that you put in.
That's so good.
Sure, absolutely.
That's wise.
Yeah. And I think it's something that people forget.
Right.
You're gonna reap the benefits of the work that you do. So if you don't put in nothing, if you don't take that same energy, like you were saying, to put into to invest, let's use this word, right? Because oftentimes, and I know from my experience, it was learning that it was an investment.
Mhm.
And it's the same thing when you go to clock in. That's an investment. You're investing time into their dreams, into their pockets, into their everything.
Yep.
And while they're sitting at home,
Yep.
you're clocked in investing, and you are worth, and you, in a plural sense, are worth that same investment. You're worth taking that same energy and applying it to you if you want to start, if you have a dream. And it don't even matter how old you are, right? And I say that because I have a great uncle. My great uncle is 88.
Right.
80 something. Just came out with his second book. So it doesn't even matter how old, how seasoned you are. You living, you got purpose. You still on this side of the grass and you still moving and you still got wherewithal in your, right?
Yes.
You make it happen.
Make it go.
Make it go.
Make it go.
Do what it do.
That's what you gotta do.
I love it. I thank you for bringing that up because and then come from a black man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's everything.
Absolutely.
Because oftentimes, you hear, women always this, women empowerment, women this, and I ain't knocking it because I'm all deep in it. However, to hear it come from a black man who's in business, so he ain't just flying off the seat.
Right.
Yeah, he ain't just talking out the side of his neck. This is something he lives. This is something he's experienced. What are some of the other experiences, whether up or down, that you've gone through being an entrepreneur, being a husband, being a father?
You know what is funny, because I look at Floyd Mayweather a lot,
Okay.
and what is undervalued about Floyd Mayweather is the fact that though he came out of a boxing family, he built a brand out of himself and marketed that brand and made multi-millions. And that is where I draw my inspiration from. That's where I first seen the realization of the dream. Because this man built himself into a brand and marketed the brand. Not only did he make millions, but he changed the way boxing was perceived. And he did it in a fashion that a lot of people didn't like. Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor turned around and did the exact same thing that Floyd Mayweather was doing in MMA. And it's funny because he built himself. He was non-existent, went from non-existent to a brand name, then took that and marketed it to a level in where he is the king.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
And that he ended up fighting Mayweather. Like I patterned myself so much after you that I get to be in the ring with you.
And it's funny because they both have mutual respect
for each other. Yeah.
Out of that, now, man, you can't buy a sense like that. You can't buy a sense like that.
That's so
and that mutual respect, that's huge because so oftentimes I feel like people think or feel I can't respect you or even work with you, support you or whatever because we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can.
Why wouldn't you?
You definitely
Why
can.
wouldn't you be able to? We know what the other person's going through. Why wouldn't you support or be a party to it?
This is the way I look at it, and I'm working with a couple of people, independent of everything else that I have going on. And though one person that I'm working with sells barbecue. The other one wants to do Cajun style dining, which is kind of a wheelhouse for me. Now, mind you, it's funny because two people that are on a completely different ends of the spectrum, but the common denominator is me. Now, the funny thing about this is that me working with them, I'm able to use what I have to grow businesses.
Right.
And to not only grow businesses, but to make an umbrella where we can all sit and eat. The one thing I like about Floyd Mayweather is the fact that if you really think about the persons that are split in the last 6 fights he had, yes, he took the bulk of it, but we're talking the bulk of maybe 600 million.
Right.
Which means that even if you lost, you still came out a millionaire.
Yeah. You still want.
Yeah.
And so I like the fact that you can it is being showed in professional sports that if you come together you can make a dream work.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how much money you have and no matter how much money the other person has, but if you bring it together
Mm-hmm.
and you form a team
Mm-hmm.
that you can accomplish.
Make that thing happen. Yeah, make it do what it do. Again,
Absolutely.
coming in here doing some things.
Doing some things.
Yeah, we're gonna come back with Chef Square right after
Yes.
these messages.
And if you're looking for healthy
Good.
families,
Are you enjoying the show? Great, glad to hear it. Show your love for your favorite Stunner Radio shows with t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and more. Visit our store at www.stunnerradio.com to get your Stunner merch today. We are urban talk radio for the Black and brown communities and all those who value diversity. Stunner Radio is the heart and soul of the culture.
contact Chef
Okay,
Square
so
of the
it's
East
5
Traveling
seconds.
Kitchen today at
Stand by.
8836 and tell them Stunner
Back with
Radio.
this love note. Welcome back. We are at the Love Power Radio Show. It's your girl Latriva Deneen, and we black on.
Yes, all day long.
Yes.
Oh, anyway, and we're back. Thank you so much for
And
tuning
who
in.
are you?
Oh, it's your girl Miss Mimi, aka Mimi the Great, and we're here with Chef Square, aka Allen Phillips. Look, I'm just ready to get to my food.
Me too.
I don't want to talk to y'all.
So, last couple of questions. I know for me, as people are discovering their passion and trying to figure out what it is that they want or love or how they can monetize something that they love, what advice would you give to somebody who's trying to discover their passion and then make it into something that's profitable?
Okay, here's the thing that did it for me. I love to cook.
Okay.
I absolutely love to cook. I actually love the expressions of people when, they're tasting my cooking and they end up going to sleep in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, it gives me that lets me know that my job was done.
Right.
So I have fun with it. And when I have fun with it, then, the grind does not seem so tedious. And so it's just have fun.
Yeah.
How did you end up getting customers?
Word of mouth. Because I was a barber for a number of years.
Okay.
Fundamentally, it's the same thing. Word of mouth is the best advertisement anybody can give. And a lot of it was word of mouth. And I have a pretty big network with me being a Mason and just a lot of things I'm involved in. So it's just appealing to the network, let them know, okay, this is what I'm doing. And if you want to be a part of it, then come on.
Right.
And most of the time I'm going to be cooking anyway. So you might want to stick with
Right.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. So when it came to that, were you ever offended when somebody thought would support didn't?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You can't let yourself feel like a failure when that happens. Reason being is because though family and friends are there, for some people actually getting somebody that they know to actually patronize their business, it's very hard because they remember where you came from. They remember how you started. They remember when you didn't have the platform that you have. And it's kind of hard for them to see anything different. But a lot of people that do not know you will more than likely patronize your business because they're new to you.
Right.
And curiosity killed the cat.
Okay. True.
So, it's pretty much just kind of being strategic with things and just making things, just developing who it is that you are and selling yourself.
That's true. And then also to add to that, I like the fact that you said you draw inspiration from people like Floyd Mayweather. And so for people, who are some other people that you draw inspiration from?
My wife.
Okay.
I draw much of my inspiration from my wife. My wife is tenacious and she goes after it.
Nice.
And what did it for me was one day we were with we were out somewhere, and I was no longer my own person. I was her husband.
Okay.
I had to realize exactly what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
She had her hands in a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to me, she was doing a whole lot. And she had a platform.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to realize, well, okay, you know, if I'm going to be recognized as the husband,
Mm-hmm.
I might need to step into that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know,
Come with it.
you know, I wanted to be more than just at her side.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be walking in, yes, at her side, but as with my own, being my own entity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
that was important for me.
Mhm.
So I had to match her energy, which is not easy. Match her tenacity,
Mhm.
which is also not easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Match her grind, which
Yeah.
is tiring,
Yeah.
and make it work
Yes, indeed.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
I have so much to add to that because I've been in several conversations this week about relationships and husbands and being a wife and being all those things. And one thing that sticks out to me is, and I can't even remember them all, but and it's something I'm pretty sure people have seen where it says love is. It has all these things. And this is a sign of that. When you recognize and instead of tearing her down, let me see what I can do to make
rise,
sure
level
I can, I level up and that I rise to the occasion of being equally yoked with her as you weren't before,
Right.
because I love her that much, right? Or him, because it can be, if it's somebody else. And that's huge. That's because somebody told me once on time, love is a decision.
A decision, absolutely.
You know
know?
what? I liken it as the fashion of a business deal.
Mhm.
Love is a business deal. Love is something that you want to get the maximum benefit out of.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's something that you invest time, you
Mhm.
invest energy.
Mhm.
You take the time to build up platforms things that you can stand on in a relationship,
Right.
and it takes work.
Mhm.
It takes actually
Mhm.
putting your nose to the grindstone
That's
and
right.
getting after it.
That's right.
And when you're an entrepreneur, it's the exact same thing.
Mhm.
So if it becomes a part of you, then it becomes a part of your nature. And then you take that to all aspects of life.
Mhm.
And that's the most important part of it. And when you look at it like that, when you look at love as being a business deal, then think about this. Do you really want to invest your time and your money and your effort, because it takes that?
Mhm.
Do you really want to invest your time and your money and your effort into something that you think that's going to be a dead end?
Yeah.
Or do you want to get the max benefit
Yeah.
from what it is that you're putting out?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
Putting out the max amount of effort
Mhm.
and getting the max amount of reward.
Right.
That's what I've done with my wife. I've gotten to the point where we can maximize everything, every effort, every conversation, every disagreement, every plot, every plan,
Mhm.
every good day, every bad day.
Nice.
It's all the building block to the conglomerate that is a marriage.
Nice. That's awesome. I like it. I love it.
Absolutely.
And so if this is
Absolutely.
a piece of what is going to be
Right.
on
Love
your
it.
new
Yes.
baby that's coming
Yes.
through, and what's your other and I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna call it out, stream of income.
Absolutely.
That you and wait. So before we go there, so for those of you who don't know, because this is the Love Power Radio show, his wife is the wonderful co-host from Black Coffee with the Side of Tea,
Absolutely.
Lisa the Boss
Lisa
Lady.
the Boss
So
Lady.
that's who he's referring to
Yes.
when he smiles with that thing. And he's talking about my wife.
Yes.
But yeah, so tell us.
What's your next endeavor together?
That's the
Well,
word.
our next endeavor is Love and Entrepreneurship,
Woo!
and we'll be getting after that
Mm-hmm.
here in a bit.
Nice.
It is hopefully
Yeah.
to be able to work with my wife like that, though.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's gonna be nice.
Heck yeah.
That's gonna be nice. And where will they be able to tune into that?
Right here on Sun Radio.
Hey.
Hey! Y'all ain't ready. You already know if you want to do a show.
Absolutely.
Come through. Looking at stunnerradio.com or go to the website, www.stunnerradio.com. And we'll be back with some other interesting hot topics after this message.
Personality.
If you're looking for healthy meal prep, family style meals, or catering for your next event, look no further than the East Traveling Square Kitchen with Chef Square, Allen Phillips, specializing in soul food, family style dining, and southern flavor. Chef Square can adhere to dietary needs like keto and bariatric meal prep without compromising on taste. Take advantage of weekly meal plans like the Starter Pack, 5 meals for $75 with 3 entree choices. Additional meal plans and contact-free delivery is available. Contact Chef Square of the East Traveling Square Kitchen today at 832-495-8836 and tell them Stunner Radio sent you.
It's Latriva Denise. I'm here on the Love Fire Radio Show with you. Forgiveness me.
I'm sorry, that was so good. We have Chef Square in the building, creating havoc because people have tasted their plates, y'all. So you already know what could happen because we have what is it called? Testimonials ready for you. Listen. But anyway, we're back. And so we are excited to be back. Thank you so much again for tuning in. Thank you, Chef, for coming through and hanging out with us all day, and feeding us. Because trust me, I can't wait. Okay, to bite into a script. Oh, in fact, tell the people before we go on to our next thing, our hot topics. What's all in the plate?
Right. What's on the dish?
It is. Let's see.
Shrimps, vegetables.
I know it was.
I stopped when
oven baked chicken breast stuff. Oven baked stuffed chicken breast with oven roasted potatoes and vegetables with veggie stir fry and orange pepper shrimp.
Orange pepper shrimp. So listen, first of all, I love shrimps. And I love orange pepper. So I can't wait to dig in. Thank you so much for coming through. If you want to book Chef Square,
because he is a private chef.
That's it. He does do meal preps. He is on Instagram, East Traveling Square Kitchen, and that's Square Q. Don't spell out the whole word, and you'll see him there. And he'll add you to all his other social media outlets. And in other news, listen.
Here we go.
Yes, we about to do it.
Here we go.
And so y'all already know it's Chucks and Pearls week.
Chucks and Pearls week. I had to send my Chucks back because they were too big. But I have on. Yes, they were too big. I don't order men's sizes very well. I ordered an 11 men.
Oh no.
Yeah, those are clown shoes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
My nephew has them. You welcome, Jason.
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Yeah, so it is still Chucks and Pearls week, and I think me personally is gonna carry it on until I'm tired.
Until you're done.
Because I love pearls.
It took me forever. Well, I won't say forever. I think I figured it out later. But it was like, where did Chucks and Pearls come from? It came from that Vogue, the Vogue cover that she did originally. So people got mad because she was dressed in her own clothes. She had on her own suit, her own jacket. She had on some black jeans and her Chucks and a strand of pearls. And people were upset because they were like, that is not dignified enough for a vice president that is not representing her. And I understood what they were saying. Like, if this is how, I mean, if it is a magazine of elegance or whatever. So if this is how your magazine is going to introduce or show us that you have a relationship with our vice president, why would you put her as a black woman? Why would you let her wear, or why would you be okay with filming her in Chucks or whatever? What? So that was kind of the hoorah about that. And so everybody just kind of was like, no, we appreciate that she's coming out, being authentic, being herself, being comfortable and casual and showing that side of herself, and that is still confidence. And so that's where this whole movement of Chucks and Pearls came from. It's like, I can have on my pearls and give you dignity and also let you know that I can get down with some Chucks with you and rumble if I need to, whatever that rumbling looks like.
That's it, whatever rumbling means to me.
I didn't know at first. I was like, okay, that's where that movement came from. And then Anna Wintour ended up doing another cover because people were so upset about it. So she does have one where she's more presidential, quote unquote, vice presidential, but she has on a suit, a pale blue suit. And so you can see the two images. That's where the Chucks and Pearls originate.
And what's crazy is I feel like people have gotten lost in what should be.
Yeah.
Right? And then I don't look like you. I really don't. For the people in the back, we really don't look alike. I'm just saying. Right? And so I don't remember seeing it, but I'm pretty sure that I would have loved it because one thing my dad stressed to us was, know who you
are. That's right.
You out here trying to be like these people. Right? I can't be Chef.
Yeah.
I can't be Latriva Dean.
No.
Sean can't be Carl. I mean, Jose. Okay. Right? And so it is important that we get used to finding out who we are and resting in it. It's hard to accept a blessing for somebody else. It's just, it don't add up, right? It just don't. It's not there. And then the magazine was, who was
Vogue.
Okay, so let me tell y'all how behind the scenes works, right? When you go to a photo shoot. Sometimes they'll tell you what to bring, what they want to project. Sometimes they let you bring what you bring in. Right? They will talk to you, especially on this. I'm pretty sure it was one of those where they talked to her to see what type of person you are, so we can get the wardrobe together. If it was their wardrobe they provided, they put on the cover what they wanted to be on the cover. Because when they finished taking all their pictures and all her outfits and all that, they sit at a table much like this and go through all the pictures and pick the one that they want to put on the front of their magazine. Period. Get some of who you are. And start trying to force on other people what you think they should look like or be.
Well, you know what? I think individuality is key.
That's the thing.
And the one thing about it is you can't beat anybody being the best them that they could be.
I'm just saying.
So, that's the one thing about me. That's what I do. I don't try to be, though I draw my inspirations from different people. I don't set out to try to be the best version of them. I try to be the best version of me. Inspiration.
And the thing is that I think that the struggle is for Black people or for us is going to be between this respectability of like, this is what an appropriate Black person should have present themselves as, or because you are the first Black person, you need to represent with a level of dignity that I qualify. I think that that's going to be the place where we're going to struggle a lot as a people because we have a previous idea based on what white supremacy told us we needed to do in order to live and survive. We have a previous notion of how that should look. And then you have folks who are just trying to do them right now. I'm just trying to be my authentic self.
That's it.
And so you have, they're wrestling against that. It's like, okay, I know that I'm representing this group of people and this is historic in a lot of ways, but I also am just me. And there are things about me serving in this role that I'm going to have to decide whether or not I'm gonna go with I'm gonna be okay with the status quo or if I'm just gonna go with me. And I just think that that's going to be something as we start to see more Black people becoming more firsts of all kinds of things that people are going to just push against. It's going to be like, well, that's not how it's supposed to be. Well, how do you know we ain't done this before?
Right.
So why is it that I'm having to live up to something that was pretend? Like we haven't done this. So let her be who she's gonna be. And it's so funny because I know for me, I'm like, originally I was like, that's cool. Like, I'm glad that she did that. And then when I started hearing people like, well, that's not very presidential, I was like, well, does that misrepresent her as a Black woman? Does that, and it makes you question a lot of things and have to decide what you believe,
Mhm,
right? But I think that that's going to be the battle, just like it was for Obama, right?
Absolutely.
So what's black enough, what's too black, what's over black, what's under black.
Yeah.
And so as a black woman, and as a black woman, I feel like she's gonna get a lot of that in a different way because he had the masculinity at least at play. And so now you got the misogynistic and the racist.
All of that. And I feel like because she is heavily melanated, she gonna show them how we work it, right? So I have a lot of confidence in her ability to show them. I can show you better than I can say anything.
Exactly.
Right?
Let me just be.
Let me
just show you.
I already did. I mean, I'm on Vogue and just a girl. But anyway, sorry. I'm just saying. So, first, let's shout out to the first, like you said, our first African American Black vice president, our first young poet, 22 years old. That's got to be
laureate.
Listen, that's got to be like the most awesomest thing ever.
Isn't it 22? 20, and I read somewhere that she was. Come on, girl.
Okay.
I read that she that Hillary was like, she promised me that Hillary Clinton, was speaking of Amanda Gorman and was saying that Amanda had promised that she would run for president. She was like, and Hillary's response was, I can't wait to see this.
Nice.
So the fact that whatever this experience was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be up here.
Yeah.
A young black girl, I'm gonna be up here. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I'm here for it. Shout out to the brother policeman. I forgot to put his name down. For taking the Congress people to safety, and his nomination for the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's a plus. And then the fact that they actually, kind of sort of skipped over him, but not really. Right. That was inauguration day, but it was pointed out that what he did, and that he will be getting that. So I'm excited about that. We're gonna touch on. I think we got a few seconds after the break to talk about a few seconds. How y'all feel about the order that Biden signed in for closing down the pipeline? We'll be right back.
If you're looking for
personality, charisma, and style, a true star ready to shine at your next event, Latriva Deneen, radio personality and event host, will make your event the place to be and provide lasting memories for your audience. If you want to take your event to the next level, book Latriva Deneen to be your host, MC, moderator, or red carpet interviewer and host. Contact her at Latriva Deneen on Facebook and Instagram for booking information and pricing, and make sure to mention Stunner Radio sent you.
Stand by.
gmail.com.
5 seconds.
That's IMYSSMEME@gmail.com.
And we're back to the Low Power Radio Show. She got Miss Mimi across the table. I got my girl.
Latriva Deneen.
Hey. We have our special guest here, Chef Square, Mr. Allen Phillips, bringing food so we can get this itis done on this Saturday. He has been here for Stunner Radio Saturdays. Yes. I'm so excited that you came through and gave us your time and shared with us your talents in the form of food.